Ever feel like you're caught between like two totally opposite forces that pull to make everything neat and tidy, planned out, and then bam, there's this other side that just wants to blow it all up, start again, but like messier this time.
It's a wild back and forth, right? What if I told you those forces, those urges, they're like personified in these two huge figures from mythology? We're talking Athena, the goddess, all about wisdom, strategy versus Loki. He's that Norse trickster god, chaos is his shape.
Oh, okay, now that is a showdown, but not just about who's stronger, right? It's got to be like a pure battle of minds, like ideologies duking it out, and across mythologies too. That's even cooler.
You got it. And that's what we're diving into today, all thanks to this excerpt. It's called Athena versus Loki. Wisdom clashes with chaos in an epic showdown. Now granted, it's a fictional take on these two, but yet it gets to the core of who they are, that never-ending struggle between them. Picture this. Some kind of space, boundaries are all blurry, and there they are. Athena, total composure, versus Loki, pure disruptive energy.
Dude, it's like a mental battleground. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Which brings up the big question then, right? Can order actually win against chaos forever? Or is change the only thing we can really bank on?
That is the question, no doubt. And it's what's at the heart of this whole story we're diving into. Forget swords and shields. This is about who they are, how they see the world working or not working. Deep stuff, like philosophical, not just a brawl.
So we got this weird space, two heavy hitters with totally different styles, and a conflict that goes way beyond the usual myths. What happens first? How's it all kick off?
Right off the bat, the text, it makes a big deal about how different they look. Athena, she's described as like always 3 steps ahead. It's like she's watching the future unfold, calculating, precise, always thinking, planning, controlling.
And Loki, being Loki, he can't resist poking at that, can he?
0 chance.
Yeah.
He hits her with, do you really think your precious order can handle how beautiful chaos is? Like, he's already trying to get under her skin, see if she'll crack. Words as weapons, throw her off her game.
Classic Loki. This has got to be like step 1 in a whole scheme. But Athena, I bet she doesn't even blink.
Not even a flutter. She fires back, saying, yeah, change is going to happen, it's a given.
Yeah.
But wisdom, that's about shaping the change. It's pure Athena using his own words against him. She's not denying chaos exists. She's saying, I acknowledge it, I'm going to use it, not run scared.
That is such a boss move. Not some enemy to be crushed, but a force you can like redirect. But come on, Loki's not going to just let that slide, is he?
Oh, we're just getting started. He pushes her even more, asks how she deals with the not knowing. Those times, your perfect plan falls apart. He even throws down this line. It's like, oh, so Loki, what do you do when the pieces refuse to fall where you intend them to?
I gotta say, even I'm feeling a little off balance hearing that, and I'm not even in the story. So how does Athena handle that?
Here's where it gets juicy. She doesn't pretend she's got all the answers. Instead, she's all about recognizing the patterns, finding the flow inside the chaos. Not about being rigid, but being able to roll with it. Even when things are uncertain, Athena's figuring out how to strategize, how to solve the chaos, not just smash into it head first.
So it's less about forcing things into order and more about like getting the chaos enough to work with it. Maybe even use it.
You got it. And that's something we can actually use, not just some myth, right? Think about it. Your own life, those times when everything's hitting the fan, setback at work, giant to-do list, whatever. It's like your own personal chaos sometimes,
Tell me about it. Everyone listening has been there. That feeling when your brain's got a million tabs open and none of them want to close.
Exactly. And it's so tempting to just give in, right?
Yeah.
Let the chaos win. But this whole Athena and Loki thing, it's like a reminder. We got another option. We can freak out, get swept away, or we can be like Athena for a sec. Step back, breathe, and look for the pattern underneath it all.
Like she's got to do with Loki's chaos, refusing to get swallowed up by it. But how does she actually bust through his illusions? There's got to be a moment she figures it out, right?
Well, Loki's not messing around. He's not just like sprinkling chaos and calling it a day. This dude goes all out, creates this whole landscape of illusions. Things are constantly changing. It's described as a symphony of distractions designed to shatter her composure. Intense stuff.
Dude, that's wild. It's like trying to think straight in the middle of Times Square at rush hour. Everything's flashing and blaring at you. How does she even start to deal with that?
She goes full Athena on it. Observation mode. Steps back from the craziness, closes her eyes, and just listens. Not to the chaos, but for the rhythm it's got going on underneath.
Whoa, that is so smart. It's like not forcing her own order onto it, but trying to learn the chaos's language,
I got it. And that is pure wisdom right there.
Yeah.
She realizes this thing about Loki. All that talk about chaos, he's still bound by it himself. He's got a pattern too, even if he doesn't see it.
So even the chaos god has like a tell. something that gives him away.
Exactly. Once Athena sees that, she can start breaking down the illusions from the inside out. Not fighting chaos with order, but finding the order hiding within the chaos itself.
That is seriously mind-blowing. It's like they say the only way out is through. No running from it for Athena. She goes right into the thick of it and finds the way forward from there. This feels huge, and not just for their little showdown, but for this whole wisdom versus chaos thing we've been talking about. Maybe they're not so different after all.
You're picking up what they're putting down. And it's something the text keeps digging into even after this clash is over. See, Athena, she wins, but it's not all sunshine and roses. There's a cost. And Loki, even when he loses, there's this, I don't want to spoil anything, but let's just say Trickster's got layers, man.
Okay, so we left off with Athena. She's like conquered this crazy symphony of distractions, right? Saw through all of Loki's tricks and came out on top. But there's this cost you're talking about, even to winning. What's that look like for, like, the wisdom goddess?
Well, the text gets kind of deep here. Doesn't shy away from how lonely it can be, having that much wisdom. Imagine seeing things so clearly, knowing what's going to happen before anyone else. It could get isolating.
It's true. It's like that whole, it's lonely at the top deal. You have the knowledge, but it can be hard to relate to, well, everyone else.
Exactly. And Athena, she feels that in the text. There's even this hint of regret. Not that she made the wrong choices, because she's all about that wise path, but just that her wisdom kind of walls her off from others sometimes. Wins, but it's bittersweet,
Makes you wonder about those people who are just at the top of their game, right? Amazing athletes, crazy smart scientists, those artists who blow your mind. Are they wired differently? And does that make it like harder to connect with people who don't see the world that way?
Now you're getting it. And the text, it seems like that's part of what it's saying with Athena. But what really surprised me was Loki. You'd think, Mr. Chaos, that he'd be thrilled with all the upheaval, even if he caused it, right?
But you're saying there's more to it than that?
Way more. There's this part, Loki's loss, right? But he's looking at where all his illusions were, and he just goes, order is a cage, but even chaos craves a perch.
Whoa. That is surprisingly deep for the god of mischief. It's like even chaos gets old after a while. You can only spin for so long before you want solid ground, huh?
Nailed it. It's like maybe Loki's chaos comes from wanting to connect with something. What if, under all that, he just wants to belong somewhere where he doesn't have to mess everything up?
Constantly testing, pushing to find something strong enough to handle him. That adds a whole other level to this wisdom versus chaos thing, man.
Totally.
Right.
Reminds us, it's not just good versus evil or order trying to crush disorder. It's about what we all want, connection, meaning, belonging. We're all just trying to figure that out in our own ways.
This deep dive, it's been wild. Started with these mythical heavyweights going at it, and now we're talking about what it means to be human. It's kind of crazy.
That's mythology for you, right?
Yeah.
Mirrors all our own struggles back at us, our hopes, frustrations, all of it. Even the gods and goddesses, they weren't immune to being.
Well, us. Like Athena and Loki are just these parts of ourselves, that drive for order, that urge to shake things up. It's all in there somewhere.
Exactly. And that's what I'm walking away with from this whole thing. Athena, Miss Wisdom. She might envy how free E-Chaos is sometimes. And Loki, King of Tricks. Maybe HE wants a little stability on the down low. They've each got what the other one's missing.
So that leaves us with something to think about. Which one were you feeling more aligned with today? And how do you find that balance between those forces, that Athena, A&D, Loki inside you? Something to chew on. This has been amazing, and I'm going to be thinking about this for a while, I can tell you that. Until next time, keep that wisdom close, stay curious, and don't be afraid of a little chaos every now and then.